What's going on, everybody? Crypto Vision here again with another crypto market update. In today's video we're going to be covering XLM, so hope you stick around and enjoy the video. If you do, please leave a like, hit that sub button, and drop a comment where you're tuning in from. Appreciate it. So hey, we got some green on the charts today. We have a little bit of a little bit of an upside day today. I'm not too fond of it just yet. As you can see, we're kind of resting right on yesterday's. Remember how we moved yesterday's area of support or area of interest down to this 38.4 level? And I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you're sub to the channel, right? Hey, if you're these are points of interest, right? I mean, in theory, yes, we could still see more downside, but the thing with downside moves is they're meant to make it feel like it's never going to end, right? It's the opposite of the bullish scenario, the bullish environment where, hey, we're going to the moon, we're not stopping, hey, let's go, money, baby, money, and then everything just ends abruptly. It's never especially in crypto, I've noticed, it's never like, oh, we'll give you time to get out. Nah, you got to get out or you're dead, right? Dead or alive. So I do believe, with all that being said, I still believe we actually get one more wave down. I do. I think we're gonna, wick down to this 35.4 level, stay above this one, right? Typically, I mean, look at this on these last couple of times. We wicked past the 50, wicked past the 50, came back up through the 50, came back down through the 50. So, right, if we don't see definitely if we don't see a close above this trend line, if we're rejecting this trend line, I mean, we pretty much are rejecting it. I mean, I'll zoom in on the 4 hour, but there's a reason why this trend line is in place. It is an area of interest. We were saying yesterday in yesterday's video, right? We got to get through this trend line, and then close above it, and then start using it as support, right? But this, I mean, we're still looking good because the end of this pennant is, September. A lot of people are calling for a red September. I'm a contrarian, right? If a lot of people are calling for something, I kind of lean towards the other side, and that's typically how you make money in these markets, is you go against the herd in the beginning, and then the herd catches up, right? And then typically the herd is too late. So we're trying to get ahead of this next move. We're not trying to time the next move. We're just trying to get ahead of the next move, right? It might go lower, right? You might have to, right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but you have to have a plan, right? You have to understand, okay, if it drops to a certain level, do I buy, do I sell, what am I doing, right? There's always a scenario, right? I gave you this scenario where, right, bullish scenario, we can come down to 35 cents, right? Bullish scenario, we're going up to this trend line that we've been talking about for a really long time, at least to this trend line, right? At least to this trend line. So that's the conservative level too. So if you're new to the channel, right, I use Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extension to find areas of interest, areas that need to be overtaken and could be areas of adding, DCAing getting out areas, right? So these are the areas we've marked based on previous readings. If we go ahead, I can just show you a little bit of how I got them, right? So we're right here from this low to high. Right, this key level is just 382 from this overall impulse, right? We close above 42.4 cents. We're in the clear. This red line I marked out is the 0.5 of this overall retracement, right? Overall retracement is the 0.5. It is actually also, if we come up right here, so if we are treating this like an A, B, C, right, that would be pretty bad, right? If it's an ABC, I don't think so. I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in a 1 of the 1, 2 of the fifth wave, right? So we're completing the second wave of the overall fifth wave, right? We're about to hit the third wave of the fifth wave, third wave of the third wave. If you believe this is the first wave, it's kind of impulsive. If this is the first wave, ladies and gentlemen, Valhalla we go, right? Valhalla we go. So, but yeah, so we got that level for that. So the 0.5 is down here at this 35 36 cent level. I typically see Fibonacci levels wicked just below or just above, so I just kind of I give this channel a buffer to be like, hey, this is possibly where we're going. Same thing with the 618, just slightly below the 618. We could wick below the 618 area, but the 618 is at that 36 cent level, right? These other levels of interest, right, are just previous areas of support, previous areas of resistance, right? Previous areas of support, support, resistance, right? Support kind of bounced off there. Coming through this side, right? You can just kind of see, right? Resistance, right? Support, support, right? Just areas, just common areas, right? This is kind of my TA. I mix a couple different things. This is what I do, right? I do trend lines, I do areas of interest. I try to map out Elliott wave. I'm not, an Elliott wave master, so I don't try to get into the nitty-gritty details. I do understand the levels associated with Fibonacci. So, but pattern chart reading and things like that, that's not what this channel's about. So, I'll tell you straight up what this channel's about, and that's not what it is. So, but yeah, thanks for tuning in. So, if we're looking at this, it does look, right? It looks like we've come down. It looks like we've come down in 5, right? Kind of had a 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. Wait, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it could even be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever you want. If you want to count this as just an extension of this last first wave, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And you go up in 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're back down to 5 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Can we make sense of it? We sure can. So right now, if we are in a kind of a corrective wave, right? If we're in this last corrective wave, right, from the A to the B high, we'll use this B high. Right, so we're sitting right at we kind of sat right at that 786 level, which is good, right? This is also, this pattern right here looks like a running flat, right, where the C is higher than the A wave. So it is a possibility where we have found our low. Don't get me wrong, we have found our low, possibly, right? I'm not saying we found our low definitively, but it could be a running flat style, right? We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this 5 wave is a little short, so I don't know about it, but this does look like a nice impulsive 4th wave right here. So we have kind of A, B, C as the 4, and then you get your 5th, right? Because if this is inverted, right? If this is inverted, right? Look where we're sitting inversely, right? So, right, we've kind of come up for a 1, 2, 3. And this is your A, B, C, slam down on your C wave, and then start to rip and run, right? On that area of support or area of resistance for us, but area of support for the bears, right? I mean, look at this area. It's rejected the bears and allowed them to bull flag out, right? Remember I was saying, hey, this looks like a bull flag, or sorry, a bear flag. Rip. So, yeah, we need to, in order for us to establish that this is the low, where do we need to get above? Where do we need to get above? We need to get above this 42-cent mark, right? If we go from a low to a high overall. It's the 382. Sorry, yeah, it's the 40-cent mark. 40-cent mark from the low to the high. 40-cent mark. We have to get above. We have to get back above this trend line and close. I would like to say 41 cents just to give it some breathing room, just in case. So get above this 20-day EMA, and we're looking good. Right, if we really want to make sure that we're like, okay, definitively, because it's funky sometimes, right? It's funky sometimes. I would like to get above this area, right? Close above this 42.4 area. It is the 382 of the larger wave. It's just this area right up here is kind of important, right? Because it is the B wave high. It is the B wave high, and look at that. Look where that 382 is. So we do have some areas. I would say to be safe, let's close above this 42-cent mark, right? 42-cent mark. That we are gonna start going sideways or up, and then once we get above this, I can leave this right here too. I'll leave it green, right? 2 areas that we need to get above are green. Okay. You leave a comment. Do you like the yellow lines or the green lines to get above? I like green because that means we're in good news. Yellow means we're in okay. These are areas that we could see help, progress the move. And then red is okay. Line in the sand. If we cross this or close below this, we need to reassess what we're doing overall. Right? We need to reassess what this whole thing is doing. Okay. So you leave a comment what you'd prefer. I love the feedback. So if we're zooming out into the rest of the indicators, right? We do have a red dot on the daily for the Fu Manchu. It is a delayed reaction, right? So we'll probably see some kind of green dot on the 4-hour, I'm assuming, or the 8-hour. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look at this. If you've been here, we've been drawing these lines but prior to all these moves. Right? Look at this. Man, we have a lower high. Okay, what do we close at? Close at 3911, please, please, please. Gosh dang it, right? Gosh dang it. Can we just get some strong bullish divergence? Can we do that? We couldn't close above. Gosh dang it. All right, whatever. Whatever. That sucks, but it is nice that we're bouncing off this 42. Let's not get below 42. Right, we've come down a little A, B, C. It could be it could be a regular flat where you just come down and have a double bottom. It is looking good because down here we got to 36.6. We're at 38.4. So we do have a somewhat. You know what is this? Let me see this real quick. What is this at? 42.57, 42.67. That's super close. That is super close. It is a higher high in RSI, higher high in price, so that is good. But I would have liked a lower low on RSI, higher high in price. But it's all good. So trend lines, we are still below the trend line at this point. They could be. I mean, it's not. On this channel, the trend lines it's not end all be all. Big thing right now is we're below the 5196 and below the moving average. There's going to be some strong resistance right here. So, my fear is we come up and then we reject down and get a lower low. That's kind of what we have to do something with this momentum. If we're just gonna, go up one candle like this and then slam down, that's not good. That's not good. We got to get above this area. So, the areas on the daily. Let's go into the 8-hour. See what we're doing. See, we kind of marked out. Okay, bullish scenario. We were supposed to bounce off here. Right. This just looks bearish. Right. This looks bearish. I can get this out. We know the levels, right? We were talking about this yesterday. Yeah, this looks bearish. I'm sorry. It sucks because I want to just be bullish all the time, but let me see. It kind of just looks like this, right? You've come down, slam down. Let me get some arrows, right? Slam down and then just kind of slowly trickling up, like kind of like an angled L, right? Slam down, slowly trickling up. So, we're just oscillating, something like that. So that's what it looks like, right? You see it a lot of times right here, same thing, oscillating, slam down. We did get a run after, right? But that wasn't the low. So we're looking for the low. This is honestly what it looks like too, kind of like this, slam down. So we got to get, this green is cool and all, but it's not. I don't believe this move yet. Hasn't shown any strength, not in the slightest. I mean, at this point, we need the next 2 candles to rip ski out of here. If we do, pardon me, I just need a drink. Got no cotton mouth, but just gotta stay hydrated, right? Gotta stay hydrated. So we've broken down below this fallen wedge. Kind of a bummer, right? And so we have this other line of, now it's resistance, right? If we're coming through here, Now it's resistance, right? Something like this. Just like that. Draw just like that. I can honestly just get rid of this. So it's resistance now. So we'll see. We'll see. You kind of have like a broadening wedge actually down through here. If you could see it, right? Down through here. So on the 4 hour, so I called it green dot on the 4 hour. Not, you know, you know the rules here, right? If we don't have any blue wave on the Fu Manchu, if there's no momentum building up, then it's irrelevant. It's just a pump to dump more, right? It's a pump to dump more. I mean, honestly, look at this. This is what time? How much time do we got left? Oh, this is the 8 hour. Okay, this is the 8 hour. So by the end of the day, we're gonna see. All right, do we close above this or below this? If we do something like this, yeah, we're gonna go down to definitely 35 cents. We'll see if that even holds. Right, we'll see if that holds. All right, crypto the last couple of days have not been respecting any real levels. So yeah, so it looks we look bearish right now. We look bearish right now. We're bearishly postured. We did bounce off the 200, which is good, but it's such a weak bounce. It's not. It doesn't look like anything of significance. We did have the cross of the 1 or the 20 over the 1, and that's what led us to this huge drop. So when we run, because it's gonna happen, now we can get across. Now we can get a cross that's going this way. Right, when the 20 is crossing above the 1 and the 50. Right, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. Can we see a recent example of that? Can we? Yeah, right here. Look at that. Look what led us to that. It was below all of them, right? Below all of them, but still, I mean, you get across above the 50, and then once we get across the 1, it was just game over, right? By the time, I mean, yeah, by the time when the 1 crossed the 2, that was a big deal too. But really when the 50 crossed, so maybe we get across. Man, I mean, it's looking bearish, right? It's looking like, hey, we might get across of this 50 down below like that. So I still think we're in a correction. I don't think we're done yet. So expect some lower prices. Sorry to say it, but it just doesn't look healthy. Looks like a healthy correction, but it doesn't look good in terms of a recovery yet. So, all right, we're coming up like this. We're gonna reject. Are we gonna get oversold? I mean, we didn't even get oversold over here. Right? Like, all right, are we gonna? Let me see. I'm gonna throw one on here just for the 8 hour. And I'll just do it for the rest of the hours. Like, honestly, this looks, man, we have it just looks like we have more downside to go, especially if we don't get through this on the next couple hours. So a green dot on the 8 hour is nice, right? We did get a little pump on the last one, but without any real momentum. I just think to the downside. We're sitting at that 4 hour. I mean, that looks good. If you could see that right before, let me get rid of that. All right, 4 hour looks a little better, right? We're not just going up like this slowly. We kind of already had a little pullback to retest, right? So maybe we're getting some movement to the upside. That would be nice. Some sustained movement. All right, sustained movement. All right, you always want a little bit of a red on the way up. Once you get like 3 little, right here. If you get like 3 little candles in a row, these little guys, the little soldiers, yeah, it's not. We can use this. What the heck? Once you get this, something like this, right? You see how they're just stacked one on the other. They all, especially these 2 in the middle. I mean, they all have wicks, but these 2 wicks in the middle are very large. You're just losing momentum. You get this wick to the downside on the top candle, yeah, you're definitely going down, right? Definitely going down. Same thing right here. We're going up. This kind of looks like what we're doing right now, right? Right. We got a lot of wicks to the upside, wicks to the upside, wick to the upside, wick to the upside. No wick to the upside, but you've lost all your momentum, and then you just go down. You've lost it all through these candles down here. Just wick, push down, slam down, right? You just liquidity is just being drained. So, right, there's a lot of shorts right now in the market. Shorts are all the bears right now are really loud, and that's when you know that something is gonna happen soon. Oh, we did have a cross. Whoa. Okay, I mean, is it sustainable? Can we make any reason of it? Fu Manchu still no momentum. We did talk about, kind of riding the wave up and coming back down. Can we get a higher high on this? We got a lower low. I would hate just to get no momentum to the upside. All right, let's get a cross. That'd be very nice. But this down here has got my attention right here. Okay, we totally disrespected this. But we've broken this downtrend. I'm actually going to get rid of this. This is pointless now. I'll just leave it. Let's see if it has any line of significance. We'll leave it. We'll leave it for the week. We'll see. We'll leave it. This right here is key. We've crossed above this trend line, above the 4260, and above the moving average. So we could be getting ready to do something actually on the 4 hour, which will feed into the 8 hour, which will hopefully get us above this area. Oh no, don't do that. So that looks pretty good if I'm being honest. So right now, can we make sense of what this looks like? This got so ugly so fast. We did take out this low, took out all this liquidity. Right, just got so ugly so fast. So we'll see if this plays out. Right, I'd like us to get back above this trend line because this is the weekly trend line. All right, we've kind of broken down below. We wicked down below, broke down below. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at for XLM. I do think we have some lower prices to go. This 20 on the weekly chart is about at 35 cents, 36 cents, kind of where we marked on the daily. So I could really see us coming down here, taking out all of this liquidity, taking out everything. All right, everything, taking it out, still building a higher low, completing a 1, 2, 3 pattern, and then getting us ready. So we can make sense of it. Let's just see what we got going on, right? We can wick down here, and still close in this tight, compact area. So, but yeah, so if you like what you saw today, please drop a like, hit that sub button, leave a comment where you're tuning in from if you got questions or concerns. And I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate you watching the video. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but these are the times where money is made, right? Money is made where no one wants to invest, where no one wants to put any kind of earnings that they've had back into the market. And right, these levels are showing that we're still in a bullish macro environment. Just the micro environment, the weekly, the day-to-day, the weeks is not. It doesn't look like we're finished correcting yet. So we'll see what Bitcoin does. I did find something on stablecoin dominance, so if you're interested in that, it's actually pretty exciting. So go ahead, like that video as well. Go check that out. I appreciate you stopping by. You have a great rest of your day. Peace.